Good morning, good morning. What's up on this Valentine's Day? Well, glad y'all could join me. I hope you're getting ready to come in for this morning cup of coffee with Rico, the Valentine's Day edition. And just got just 3 topics I want to share with you. Things that was on my mind. Sometimes I wake up like 5:36 in the morning. There's a lot of thoughts. So I have to, kind of get myself together before I start, talking to you. And I hope some of you at work, some of you getting ready. If you had to be there at 9 o'clock, you're 26 minutes late. Those of you at work at 7, 8, well, y'all already chilling, and go ahead and grab your cup of coffee, and join me. Y'all can sip as I talk. And I thought I'd grab a little something as well. My cup of tea. I'll let it seethe a minute or two. A lot happened this weekend for a lot of folks. I think a lot of folks already went out for their Valentine's celebration and stuff on yesterday or maybe Saturday. I don't know. But today is officially Valentine's Day. But I'm going to save that for third. I have 3 topics I want to share with you this morning. Well, I want to give my opinions or my perspectives on 3 topics this morning. The first one is the Super Bowl. I didn't watch the game because I'm not a big sports person. I couldn't care less. But I did notice the lady out of Texas A&M with those pink pants on. Shout out to that sister and other outfits she reportedly has on her Instagram. So she's been good looking all the time. And that is a good look for the WNBA, but still not enough to bring me to one of those. Oh, no, she doesn't work in the NBA. I'm sorry. I wasn't implying that she worked for the WNBA. I was just kind of doing a contrast. She's actually on the coaching staff of a women's basketball team at Texas A&M. And so the story's out there. I can't remember her name right now. Something, but hold on. If I'm going to mention her, at least let me get her name right, okay? I'll say Coach. Pink pants, Texas A&M. Let's see what comes up. Texas. Sydney Carter. I think she played for them back in the day. She won all kinds of awards and stuff. Good looking, nice, tall, good looking, nicely stacked young woman. I mentioned the WNBA, but shout out to Tia Cooper, by the way. My God. Tia Cooper, I think the LA Sparks. So anyway, she's getting a lot of conversations. One black dude kicked off the conversation on Twitter asking if her apparel, her attire was appropriate. I can't even remember his name, but who cares? Yeah. And so anyway, that's not even my debate. She can look as feminine and girly as she is. She likes with her heels and her very nice outfits on the sideline as assistant coach or on the coaching staff, all she wants. So anyway, and when I heard an interview on a podcast, she's very articulate, sounds very girly, very feminine, very sweet. Sounds like she's a sweet woman. Just happens to be tall and stacked. Anyway, good morning. Now let me get to the Super Bowl. And again, shout out to the LA Rams. And again, I don't have a team, but I kind of wanted them to win because of, I guess, the people who I guess traded to their team, Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. I wanted them to win. And it's also made for an explosive night for the city of Los Angeles and all of California, I guess. But I wanted those 2 particular guys to win, Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. Because, just because I looked at the LA Rams as like a redemption team trying to get back on or, redeem themselves for not having such a a great winning decade, I guess. But shout out to those two young brothers. Um, but let's get to I guess the controversies of before the football team. I mean, after I guess the pre games. Um, I had to go on YouTube and check out stuff because again, I don't watch the stuff, but I saw Mary, the gospel group duo sister group. Mary sang the "Lift Every Voice and Sing Till Heaven Ring," the Black National Anthem. I appreciated that. They did a great job. No, this Mary Hill. Can you expect anything less from those two as individuals? And when they're together, they're a powerful group and soloists. Mary, they did a great job. I think the country singer Mickey Guyton did a good job. I liked her country twang, her country spin, and I didn't go and read her exact quote, but the New York Post put out a tagline to their article saying that was a great, important night for black people. And I think when Mickey probably said was, and y'all will get it right for me, that she said it was a good night for black folks in country music. Something like that. But these liberal, because I'm sure she didn't mean it was an important night for black people, as if, she couldn't have meant that, because it means that she would be remiss in the history of African Americans who've come before her and sung the national anthem. Historically, the most powerful one ever to sing it was Whitney Houston. And then we had Jennifer Hudson, and of course Fantasia. Go check out her version, man, and many others. So I didn't like the fact that New York Post had that title. It's an important night for black people. Like it's almost like white liberals treat us like we're just stupid stepkids, and we're attention-starved stepkids. And I know I often on this page go back between liberal and conservative. The backhandedness of the liberal side of white folks. I don't like it. Never liked it. They say like liberal Democrats and liberal white people like black people when we're dependent. We act like a bunch of emotional or economic or political dependents. Say what you want to say about conservatives. They're like, hey, go get your own. Which everybody should be getting their own. And it's like we're so liberalized, or we're so democraticized that we get offended when someone says, go get your own. Like we get offended by that. And so New York Post had I just thought that was a very misleading, arrogant, condescending ass title. So shout out to Mickey Guyton. And hopefully with her being on there, we'll see more actual black country singers. And shout out to Miko Marks, our very own. If you went to Grambling State University, if you're into country music, Miko Marks. She has one of her famous videos is called Mama, and has Erykah Badu in it. So go check it out. Shout out to Miko Marks. Mickey Guyton did a good job with that. And then you had that little precious Janae Akeo. Just 5'2". Like when you had a full meal, but you need that toothpick to get that. That's Janae Akeo, little cute self. And then the controversy with Janae Akeo saying, "Oh, beautiful." I think so, America the Beautiful. She did her version of it. I didn't expect a strong Whitney or Fantasia or even Mickey Guyton delivery from her, because she's one of today's R&B singers. Her voice was precious. No, today's R&B singers can't really sing. No slander against that little cute little handful of cutie. But I don't expect much for a lot of these R&B singers of the 2000 of today. They don't have the chops. I think with this new crop, this in the last 10 years of R&B singers, particularly females, they're just trying to sell beauty and sex and image. They're not selling really talent. Up in here with theirs. Shout out to Gina from Martin. Up in here with theirs. They're not really selling that. So, needless to say, I don't listen to R&B music like that today. I have to go back in the 90s and beyond to hear soul music. Even the neo soul music, it's just kind of trash. I have to go back to 90s, 95, Angie Stone, and come on up to Erica, and come on up to Eric Benet and Paul Robeson, Anthony David, India Ari. I have to go to the real real neo soul and soul singers of the 90s and barely early 2000s, because India Ari came out like 2002 or something like that, 2000, 2001. And so we need, that's why I have to go back. This crap they got on this Summer Walker, Ari Lennox, and all these people, I call it trash and tattoos. And I know, damn, I was going to do right this morning, but I can't help it. So, but anyway, let's get to the Super Bowl halftime. Mary J. Blige, she did her little songs. I think at 50 it's time for her to put some clothes on. She's in great shape, by the way. She's, she's compared to a lot of 50-year-old chicks from her genre where they look now, but and even in her age group across America, she looks good, and she still. But it's time for her to, I guess, put on some clothes. I'm kind of over it. Never been, I guess, being a heterosexual masculine man, I've never been just into Mary J. Blige. She is a female's artist, because all her songs are about hurt and how a man's done her wrong, and she did that damn song, No More Drama. Like, oh my God. I've always wondered, is Mary J. Blige ever going to be happy? Is she ever going to sing a song like an NDRE song, ooh, doom doom, ooh, feeling my heart and my spirit, ooh. Is she gonna sing something like that? Brown skin, I love. Is Mary J. Blige ever gonna sing a happy song and make women happy instead of profiting off of their misery, out of their poor choices in men? Because everything is a gadget, but Mary J. Blige, I like the one that what's my girl name? Damn, why can't I get people's names right? Dog. So give me a second as I sip this to get it right. The one that Lauryn Hill wrote her. Lauryn Hill wrote her song, All I Can Say. That was a pretty cool song. And back in the day, real love. But she was searching for real love then. But, she's still bankable and marketable. So shout out to Mary J. Blige. She did her thing. And Eminem, somehow he got, when they introduced him, he got to get the explosion. Boom! The great white man has appeared. Let's all stand up. I just kind of, I'm over the hero worship of this white rapper. He was okay. I can appreciate him. I haven't heard anything, a song of his where he ever used the N-word. But these black rappers can't seem to not use it. And he's been touted by a lot of Negro rappers and Negro hip-hop as being one of the top greats, up in the top 3. I'm like, it's bad, get a bad, to be got to the bad. And now with the bad, and the road, and the weed, and the root, and the weed. I said, yeah, I guess that's better than Busta Rhymes. Yeah, right. But because he was, and I'm telling you, just because he was white. It's all, but he's done some cool stuff. He started off as a weirdo rocker, want to kill his mom and put his mom and his girlfriend, his wife in the trunk of his car and kill him. But he never talked about shooting up in a black neighborhood or killing no ops. So shout out to Eminem. And I think he's in recovery too from alcohol and other drugs. I don't understand how his beard is always so jet black all the time. That dude is 50. Damn well Stan. Your beard is not jet black, Eminem. Cut it out, bro. But, and of course, Kendrick Lamar, awesome. I wish he had done the song DNA. I think that would have really resonated. I like the song he did, the routine he did. He always does a good presentation whenever I see him on the video when he's doing his songs and stuff. He's very talented young brother. I like that they brought in the new school, with the older hip hop. And and when I saw 50 trying to recapture the glory of his first video, in the club, when he was young, 22-year-old 50, cut up, legitimately cut up. He held on the first bulletproof vest, wife beater, and all that. And he was hanging upside down in his original video. When I saw him on the Super Bowl halftime, hanging upside down, like literally a side of frozen beef. Like, man, if you don't get your thick ass, your fat body. I thought that harness was going to break. 50, and no damn well. Now, back in the day when he was 22, the breast straps came down to here. Well, he got so much body now and all that. Face round his head, body bigger, and now the straps about this short coming from his shoulders, as opposed to when they used to when he was young. I said, I hear you, 50. And he was, kind of losing a little breath there, but he's still 50. It's like that, man. When you have like $50 to $100 million in the bank, you eat nothing but the best steaks. You kind of chunk up like that, and he's close to 50 as well. I get it, but he still did a good job. I was just laughing. Like, 50, you could have worn a Hanes t-shirt and left the white beater in your dressing room, brother. It would have been cool. We would have still had to look tight. Even the headband was fitting tighter than the original video. But it's okay. We get it. We appreciate it, brother. Who am I missing? Of course, the king of the night is Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre deserved that tribute. He's been through a lot. Brain aneurysm, an ungrateful wife trying to take money, and she never made a beat. And so this was a good night for him. I appreciate it. I appreciate his talent as a producer, writer. And I saw that he played piano. Of course, you got to play piano to do beats like Dre does. And was able to monetize his talent in the way in which he's done it. He brought out all the people that he influenced with his music. So it was a good look for hip hop, because there was nothing. I don't think there was a semblance of rap music. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but hip hop was on display, and I appreciated Dr. Dre leading the way. Hopefully next year we see Busta Rhymes and folks like that up there. And I don't care if they never put one of these little 2005 or 2000 and now little rappers up there. All they talking about is BS, killing other black people, shooting up other black people's neighborhoods, ops, and killing other black men. Did I say that? So they ain't talking about nothing. But this new young urban group, they like that kind of foolishness. That's why they're not living past 19 on average. Now, it was rough back in the day, too. But a lot of those guys are now 50 saying, man, you remember how music was? They still survived. But this mess that's going on now, I'm glad none of those little bastards were brought on the stage. And none of these little ratchet chicks either. Next year, I want them to do, if they're going to do hip-hop, do the Queen, like the Queen Latifahs. That brand of hip-hop. Don't bring no City Girls, no Megan Thee Stallion, no Cardi B. Don't bring none of those little whores on the stage with actual hip-hop folks like Miss Melody, Moni in the Middle, Queen Latifah, MC Light, Yo-Yo. The real queens of hip-hop. Oaktown 357, they had a couple of hits. Salt with a Deadly Pepper. The queens of hip-hop. Let them do their thing next year. Let Missy Elliott, who brought all the women out that she produced, something like that. I'd appreciate that. Because these little tramps around these little WAP and hands on the knees, shake my ass on my thought-ish. Let BET produce that. Yeah, I said it. But Subo, bring us some of the queens of hip hop. This rap is trash. And I'm not saying because I'm over 50. I'm saying because I saw the difference in the two. But I respect the genres in a sense that it's young people's music and it can be their music. I don't mind. But if you ask me, all it does is create violence and foolishness and death and murder slash death. Same thing. And how come it had to be a white guy and a white DJ to say that he's not going to play any of this disgusting rap music? To play any of this disgusting rap music that talks about getting evil with ops and murdering other people. It took a white DJ to do that. All these black dudes sitting around. But also a white DJ. I forget I don't know what his name is. I have to look him up. Let's see. That'd be too much. But if you're going to talk about not playing that music, talk about who allows them to have that music or who distributes and produces that music. And the people that you did not mention, they look like you. And they're Jewish and white, or white and Jewish, who own these record labels, who own the radio stations across the country that play this very music that you say that you're not going to play on your show. So let's call them all out. But yes, I'm glad that that's at least a start. And then also I'm reading where they want to have a meeting. The mayor of New York wants to have a meeting with these so-called rappers of the day to discuss the images and the lyrics. I remember they did that years ago in New York. Al Sharpton was a part of that. This is the only time one of the very, very few times I took a quote from Al Sharpton. And he did a press conference. He was saying, all these rappers got together just so they can express their freedom of speech or their right to cuss. And he wasn't lying. I said, he's not lying. They don't really care about freedom of speech. They want the right to still make money off of murderous material. They don't care like that. They're not intelligent to care like that. All they know is they're robots and prostitutes who making this money to give to their white zaddies or their pimps. And so he said that the same stuff these Negro rappers say today, all we're doing is we're just putting a mirror in society, putting a mirror up in society to let them know this what's going on. We're just trying to show what's going on. Well, Al Sharpton said something that I wrote down. I remember writing it down. He says, a mirror is not only to reflect what you see, but also to correct what you see. And those rappers have yet to correct what they see. So let you know this is bullshit. So Mayor Eric in New York, unless you're going to tell them, give him an ultimatum, stop doing it, or I will make a recommendation for nobody in New York to play any of this foolishness. Or you use your office as mayor of New York to really go after these record labels. Let them know you're not welcome. Just call them all race traders. Let them know it, Mayor Eric. Don't have a conversation with people who have no interest in changing. A mirror is not only to reflect what you see, but to correct what you see. And finally, let me get to the clown of the night. Snoop Dogg. Malnourished, meth, look like he smoked meth, drug addict, weed smoking drug addict, old face ass 50-year-old fool. Number one, he's wearing Crip clothes, gang member clothes. Number two, he throws up the Crip sign. And so y'all have to help me explain what's his appeal. Because in my opinion, Snoop Dogg ain't been shit since he did this CD, The Chronic or whatever with Snoop Dogg, dog. That's the last time, in my opinion, that he's been really relevant. He's been this clown on TV, this character. A blunted out, drug addict, malnourished, bony ass, pack of spaghetti body ass, little wrists, long fingers, little toes having ass little dude. And accused of some sexual perversion. Who cares? Ran his mouth, got punked out by a bunch of women, Susan Rice and Gayle King. Just a boy. And then you have the nerve to still promote gangs on a world stage like the Super Bowl. You sorry handful of lettuce body ass skinny ass, withered away, old face. I'm 53. This Negro looked like he's 70. Up there trying to do a half-ass Crip walk, throw up Crip signs, and wear gang clothes. A 50-year-old millionaire. So my question is, when do most or some black men finally mature? Because it's not just Snoop Dogg. There are a lot of other 40 and 50 and 60 and 30-year-old gang members. I always thought of that some shit as you did when you were a kid. You know, you running around, you little friends in the 9th grade. You run around with your friends, you know, doing the weird ass, committing crimes and stuff. But when does the maturation process kick in for black males? When does it happen for a lot of brothers? Because you got a lot of old ass motherfuckers talking about they're in a gang or they represent a gang. I've seen podcasts of dudes like 60 talking about they for the hood and the gangs. When do most of us in our gender and our race as black men become men? And I'm talking about this gang shit. When does it ever stop? I just looked at him and shook my damn head. But white folks love a good cartoon. You know, they just looked at him. Yeah, that's Snoop, and it's nothing to brag about when you're known as the weed smoker in the industry, the lone drug addict. Well, we know a lot of them do cocaine pills and all that, but you've bragged about being a drug addict. And that's not cool. You know, you're allegedly a father and a husband. Because based on reports and stuff, a lot of that can be debated. I'm just someone that got in social media and all this kind of stuff. It's just, I just looked at that to see, I know he had to be up there because he was part of Dr. Dre's thing, and it's cool. But if y'all can please have anything else, can y'all not include Snoop Dogg on any damn thing else? He's a clown. He's a boy. He's malnourished. He's ignorant. He's low class, crass, stupid as fuck, and a fucking low life gang member. At 50 years old with millions of dollars in the bank. That's how. When does manhood kick in for a lot of black men? We're around here struggling. Young black males are killing each other in the streets. And this old 50-year-old fool gets on television, worldwide international television, and throws up Crip signs and wears Crip outfit. Yet y'all want to talk about Dr. Ben Carson. Anybody that's black who voted for Trump, or anybody who's black who's a conservative, those are the coons. Those are the sellouts. But our race likes clowns like a Snoop. A 50-year-old millionaire who could use his influence to save a lot of lives of a lot of black boys with putting up institutions and scholarships to HBCUs, community centers, rec centers in the inner city where black boys live and where they play. But he decides to be a known drug addict and a 50-year-old fucking Crip. But Dr. Ben Carson's the problem? Any black man or woman that is a conservative is the problem? Candace Owens is the problem? Those are the coons, huh? This dude is a walking example and epitome of what a Sambo is. He is an industry clown. You got to be out your mind having respect for this son of a bitch. And there's a lot to be said about a lot of these dudes in the industry. But him, it just stuck out for me because I was there in the beginning. Him and the dog pound and all that. And look at him. Just a cartoon-ass Negro. A drug-addicted cartoon-ass nigga. It's just ridiculous. Not a good influence at all. And that was my embarrassment moment during that Super Bowl halftime. Him. But I know he had to be there because he's part of Dr. Dre's. And I couldn't care less about him just recently acquiring Death Row Records. The name Death Row. Who cares? No, it's just, we're going to have to do better if we're going to be there. If we're going to call ourselves famous and rich as black men, that's the stuff we need to call out. That kind of clowning and buffoonery, samboing, for white folks. Being a coon for white folks. That's a coon, y'all. All right? Let's get to my next topic. I think, what is the next topic? Hold on. So I'll tell you, that pissed me off. That really pissed me off. That's a stupid mother lover. Let's see. And anyway, that stupid fucker. My third topic was really Valentine's Day. Or Galentine's Day. No, it wasn't. That's the third. Now, that's my first. I took a long time. My first topic. Okay, my second topic was, if y'all just Google the story of a young black girl in Atlanta high school who, on a dare from the teacher, went up and snatched the teacher's wig off her head. You can go to Willie D's page. He has it, and he has a clip on. He's talking about it. Willie D has the video attached to his video. If you're on YouTube, you can find the video there, or go to Instagram or YouTube. Yeah, so I think it's on YouTube. Atlanta high school student snatches wig off teacher. And it starts in the video where they were all in a hall. No, obviously a black high school. They were in the halls, and there was a lot of moving around. And I guess the teacher was saying go to class, and told the girl, she said, I'll snatch your wig off. That's what the young lady said. And the teacher's like, I wish you would. And so the girl made a move as if she's about to leave, and the teacher's about to turn and go to the classroom. So the girl quickly ran up there and snatched the wig off and threw it on the floor in the hall. And there was pandemonium. Ah, ha, 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 ha. And the lady, picked her hair up and put it on, put a wig on, the teacher. And black males just falling out. And of course the girls are but see, when stuff like that happens, I pay attention to the behavior of black boys. And again, disappointed. And the one who was doing the recording, if the girl is suspended, I want him to be suspended. And I wish there was I don't know if I want some prison time, because that gets on my nerves. When they get that it's almost like this kind of jungle animalistic, woo, what the hell is that about? What is that about? And the little dude, I don't know if he was gay or straight, but I would go more on the pink side with this fella. Oh, somebody help me. Call the police. He's just, oh my God, what's wrong with these young men? And so when I saw that video, I was like, you know what? Single mother raised. They came from somebody's inner city in Atlanta. And nobody's raising these children. I came up in a hood school. It's considered a hood school. I went to Cypress Junior High School in North Memphis, off of Springdale. And we had the folks come out of Hyde Park and all over Hollywood, Springdale. We had all kinds of kids, but there was a structure there. There were two men, one is the principal, one's assistant principal. Our teachers were kind of older teachers from the 70s or maybe the 60s even. Because this is like 83, 84 at Cypress or something like that. And our teachers didn't play. There were a lot of men in the school, coaches, teachers, a principal, assistant principal, two principals, and about 1,200 students. The foolishness was such a minimal. The foolishness. Mr. Hawkins didn't play that. Mr. Simon didn't play that. Mr. Walter didn't play that. No, Miss Edna B. Davis didn't play that. Coach Hollick, Coach Harris, they didn't play that. No, they didn't. The foolishness was not part of our day. Now, of course, we were teenagers, kids, blah, blah, blah. But when that bell rang, get in class, Mr. Hussey and all the other teachers, Miss A.B. Davis, A.B. Jackson, all these people, you didn't clown like in these people's classrooms. They didn't play that. Miss V.L. Jackson, Coach Bivens, they didn't play that. There was an expectation of behavior there. And so when I see how people behave now, I say, the ghetto or the hood is just your address. It's not your DNA. But I guess the socialization process around those inner city areas I guess that is what we're dealing with. Young people today are not really being raised. And then when a lot of black women volunteered to not have men in their households, when they accepted the deals from back in the 68 to 70 from Lyndon Baines Johnson, as well as the feminists, and say they were strong and independent. Well, this is what you have: a bunch of extra emotional and effeminate boys and rough, almost stud-like young girls. So you've run all the masculinity out of most of the boys, and so the girls are just running wild. They're not very dainty. They're not very feminine. They're not very, they're not very precious like they were in the 80s, even in the 90s. These are halfway dude girls. And we've had some mean girls back in the day, but to actually physically assault a teacher or to touch a teacher's person, we made comments and ran, say ugly and run and stuff like that, But this stuff that's going on now, I think that girl should be criminally charged. That's assault. You don't put your hands on a teacher. And I've seen videos where teachers have gotten into full-on brawls with girls. And you wonder why so many people are abdicating their duties as teachers. They're making a mass exodus over the past 5-10 years. No one really wants to go into teaching because the system of education has purposefully outlawed men, outlawed masculinity in men. They got some teachers there, but they're kind of noodle-kneed. Shout out to Kwame Brown. Noodle-kneed, kind of spineless, and a lot of them are. And so, but there are no men there. You might have the coach here, coach there. But I came up with men who were very present. And they would stop and say, what's going on? They don't have that. But they're just trying to get students through. And the girls are just pretty much running wild. And this is what you have. And it's very unfortunate that our young people are being deprived of having real experiences as young people. The teen years are experimental years and also can make for some wonderful memories. But a lot of our teenagers in these junior high and high schools, this stuff is drama and trauma. Not too much fun. You know what I'm saying? There was a little drama here, some traumatic things that happened, but when we look back at Cypress, we're smiling. When we look back at Cypress, or anybody who went to Cypress Junior High School in Memphis, Tennessee, a lot of high schools, you look back and you smile. Because the foolishness was about like this, but all the adventurous stuff and the funny things that happened and all of that with the class presidents and the queens and the games and the social interaction that we had with each other the best way we could. We look back with smiles. But I don't think these young people today, just like with college, I've been out of Grambling since 1996. And whenever we talk about attending HBCU in the 90s, 80s and 90s, we all look back with smiles and just glee. And we can't wait to see each other again at homecoming. And trust me, when Grambling alumni show up for our homecoming, we show up and show completely out. And I'm sure it's the same for anyone else who's attended HBCUs in the 80s or the 90s. But these 2000s, I don't think that glue is there that has binded us all these years. I don't think that glue is there for them. And I think when it relates to these high schools, with these black kids today, it's something we had at Cypress, something I had at Grambling in the 90s. It was called black culture. There was a blackness, a pride about being black at Grambling then. And even when I was at Cypress Junior High School, there was a pride about being blackness because it was a black junior high school with black teachers. They had a few white teachers there, Mr. Bernardini and all these folks, Miss Doherty and stuff like that. But it was different. So when you're wrapped around, let's say, grandma's quilt of love in the black community, you understand that. That's how it was when I was at Cypress. A lot of stuff went on, positive, some negative, but there was still that black culture, that black quilt that kept us warm and kept us together. Guess you had to go to a HBCU back in the day to understand what I'm saying. And that's what our kids are missing out on. And I blame the grown people for that. You know, their music isn't very loving. His music is today is not very loving, very warm and inviting. I got lucky. I was a little kid in the 70s and the 80s, and I became a young adult in 1990. I turned 21 in 1990. And in the 90s, I was a young adult through the 90s, and it was cool. But these young people today, I feel really badly for them because everything is technology now. It's not one-on-one personal interaction like it used to be. I feel badly for them, really, because they've really missed out on some cool stuff. But again, all these grown people around them who are probably my age in late 40s and early 50s, they knew what it was. I don't know why they don't institute that same culture, especially when you had a black high school or black junior high school. And guess what? Some people are like, well, if the world ain't all black, guess what? We learn how to read, write, and do arithmetic. We still learn how to articulate our words. Because the culture is the mores and folkways of that particular group. What makes up the culture, the music, the fashion, the history of that people. And we had a lot of that in our teachers, which encouraged us to learn more about us. But in these colleges today, a lot of the black ones, it's like they're trying to be what I call PWIs in blackface. That's what I think a lot of HBCUs today are. There are a lot of PWIs in blackface, and they're not winning. I know y'all probably hard to hear that. You got all them black kids around there, but it's almost like a PWI with a tan. No black culture at these black colleges like they used to be. You mentioned Shahrazad Ali, you mentioned Dr. Frances Wells, you mentioned any of the black scholars, they're like, oh, that. You mentioned Malcolm X, but if you mentioned Dr. King, it's okay. He's okay. He's accepted. You mentioned a lot of scholars who spoke about racism, spoke about our African history, spoke about being black. It makes the kids today kind of nervous. Because, especially if a lot of their teachers are white at their college or university, at the black university. So I don't know what's going on at the Atlanta high school, but baby girl she did not make the school look good. She did not make herself look good, or her parent, or her parents, or her parent. Now, that's all I want to say about that. Now, I'm going to get to my third thing. Valentine's Day is today. This is February 14th. And so, I'm not a relationship expert. I suck at it. Rico, how come you never married? Hell, nobody never asked me. How come you never had any children? Shit, because they grow up to be teenagers, and teenagers suck. A lot of times, per that example. So, or I never asked anybody because I never wanted to. Maybe once or twice, but nah, I never thought about it. Too busy living, and it's okay. However, we moved into a part in society, an American society, world society, but I live in America, and I'm going to stick to this place. We moved into a society where America has done so much to shit on men, to shut down masculinity, but to empower the masculinity in women, and cause that, and that with this feminism and all of this foolishness that's going on with women, they've created this divide. Men really don't hardly ask women to dance anymore. They don't. They don't. I don't. I haven't in a long time. You see a lot of young people going out on dates, but unless they're already married or they've been dating a while, just single men, single women, they're not asking each other out like that. Who do you blame for that? I guess we can blame ourselves for becoming slaves to the rhythm of whatever image that television and music and commercials and movies put out. Instead of thinking for ourselves. Those of us from the 80s and 90s, we know better. But the young millennials today and Z-millennials, they don't know any better. They text. each other with the technology. They text and they Snapchat, and that's how they get together. So they really don't have any long-lasting, really deep connection with each other. It's just sexual. And even in that, they create children. And then they wonder why people are not together. Even when she gets in her 6th month, she tells you, well, we broke up. Y'all were never together. It was a Snapchat hookup. And why people are moving in after knowing each other for 2 and 3 weeks. We got a lot of, it's the weirdest thing. But it's so bad that, and women, you can outnumber all the men you want to. But if you're not saying yes to any of them, or you're only saying yes to a small few of men, well, it is what it is. And so, with this division of men and women, lesbianism has been able to creep right on in. Because a lot of women really aren't that religious like they claim to be. They like the idea of it, but they're not very religious. Because if they believe what their Bible told them, come on, somebody. There wouldn't be so many single and or lonely women, even on special days like this. Young women, do you think about the older, frumpy, whatever? It's a lot of young, fine women, dateless on Valentine's Day. White girls included, all other races. So it's white women that came up with this thing, the little frumpy, unattractive white women came up with this thing called Valentine's Day. We'll just go out with girlfriends. We'll go out and have a good time. That's not what that's for. That's not what that's for. And I'm not even a believer of Greek holidays, but just for today's conversation, that's not what that's for. See, ladies, if you have been sweet and feminine and cute all year round, Valentine's Day wouldn't even be a problem for you. I don't care for the gift giving and all that because it's become so commercialized. When I was a kid, Valentine's Day was, do you like me? Yes or no? Or gave her a little card. She got a Walgreens, and stuff like that. It became about just a heartfelt note. But then somehow they were able to put diamond earrings and other forms of expensive jewelry into the fold, bringing it to the fold, into the mix rather. And so now it's pressure for men to have her a gift because she's not even subliminally, but she's directly sending out a message like, this is what I want for Valentine's Day. And guys are rejecting that. And good for them. Because just like women, y'all say y'all number us, we don't have to take that. We go to a woman who's just down to earth. She receives my card, gives me a hug, and say, thank you. We go out to dinner. My treat. Because she played her role as a feminine, sweet, really caring person. So we have a lot of these fembots from the movie Austin Powers. Shooting bullets through their tits. We have a lot of those today. Yeah, you have a master's degree. Yeah, you have a PhD. You got your $400 weave and all of that. You got your nice house, but you're not very nice. You're not very sweet. You're a bitch. Because men can feel bitch energy. You're entitled. You're empowered to the point of ego and arrogance. Egotism and arrogance. And please stop fooling yourself like men are intimidated by what you have. Men are not intimidated. We're men. We go where it's warm and it's cozy and, my God, where it's hot. We don't bump up against cold shoulders. And I need women to understand that. If a man is not in your face because obviously he don't think you're cute. But even if you're not an attractive woman, at least you can be as sweet and nice. It don't even matter if you're a big girl or fat girl or bigger girl. But if you're a feminine, sweet girl with a cute face, you'll go a lot further than a size 4 who looks like Megan Good, but she's a bitch. Y'all understand how this works? So Valentine's Day is really for loser chicks. You too lazy to put your face on, put your dress on, and put your smile on, and let your femininity roll to go sit at a bar or sit somewhere. Because the one thing about men, we're always on the hunt. And Valentine's Day, ladies, just leave it what it is. Now, it could grow into something, it could not. But it makes no sense why human beings cannot just say hello. Not just on Valentine's Day, but all year round. I've been in this damn house since March 20th. COVID. But I made a decision, And I've been single for like 5, 6 years, which is not a crime. I enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool. However, I still enjoy the company of pretty women and nice women who are agreeable. Because, good morning, Mary Max and Marquette Cat. I do. But I don't enjoy the company of bitches. I don't. I go the other. When I hear it, I can hear it. I can sense it. At first, I had to work on, say, Rico, are you projecting? When I worked, I said, no, because what I do is I sit back and I wait for it, and boom, there it is. That feminist, arrogant, unladylike, feminist, arrogant, unladylike energy. Where are the sweet women at? And on Valentine's Day, ladies, go out to the bar, not with your girlfriends, because they're a bunch of loser chicks. You go, sit down at the bar tonight, if you didn't do it this weekend. Or just from here on out, you're a single lady and you want to be met by a nice man. Get pretty, put your pretty smile on, get your beautiful attitude out there, and just sit. Because we were made to be attracted to you, regardless of what our eyes behold. Because they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And they say it's somebody for everybody. And also, ladies, you have to admit that you've been sold a raw bill of goods with this feminist, I'm empowered, I'm independent, I'm strong, I'm a boss chick. Men don't give a shit about any of that. They want to know if you're fine, if you're sweet, if you're nice. And also if it goes home to the bedroom, if you got some good coochie. Because some of y'all look really nice and really sweet or really bodies, man, but your coochie is trash. That too, but first we have to really meet in order to find out if the coochie trash. Get it? So let's cut out this Valentine's Day crap and get out here and put the phones down, unplug the computer, the laptop, and get out here, ladies, and let somebody meet you. Give off the vibe like you want to be met. If you're a single lady looking, or you're a single lady like, look, I just don't want to go past Valentine's Day. We can do this hookup and it's fine. Go out there, get your cleavage together, push them things up, put on your cute little outfit, your fitted jeans, or just right amount of short in your skirt, and get your hair together. And don't let your face be beat, because that's more like transsexual, tranny look. But lighten it up, look like a girl, act like a girl. And men, and there are men who are gonna be out tonight, unless like every Valentine's, you'll get your dinner, probably decent conversation, and they'll just enjoy the evening, and you'll make the choice whether or not you wanna continue on the date, after the restaurant. That's always been your choice. And I think guys like today is like hell, take it or leave it, or it is what it is. We're gonna have to stop this weird way in which we're not relating to each other. What y'all think gonna happen after this? What y'all think going on? We were created to meet each other, to have fun. And I know it's a lot of stuff going on. And first thing the little feminist women want to say, well, it's not safe out there for women. You have to be careful. When has it ever been completely safe for men and women? Y'all act like men aren't getting drugged and then robbed. Cardi B, bitch. Y'all just act like that's not happening to men. We're both taking a chance when we meet each other. Because women are setting dudes up, just like women think men are taking advantage of them. But we can't have this Valentine shit. Next thing you know, it'll be some Guys-entine shit next year. We're not going to do that. We're going to go out, even if you're a single man, a single woman. If we're at the Buffalo Wild Wings, or we're at the high-end bar or the middle-grade bar at Papado's, and especially at Papado's, a lot of single ladies go there and eat like they're... Let me tell you something. I don't know what it is about Papado's and women, particularly black women. But when you go up to the average Papado's, and the menu there is not very cheap. It's $15, $16, $17. I think the cheapest might be $12.99 or $13.99 or something like that. They're buying big meals, and you can just see them all around the bar and all the tables with their bibs on and their head in their plates like they're pigs feeding at a trough. You can see them eating the food with their noses. That food is not that good at Pappadeaux's. Hell, I get better salmon than Red Lobster. Definitely at Outback. But, I guess it has a brand name. So, we got to do better, ladies. When you're at Pappadeaux's, ladies, look up and don't have such a huge plate of food. You're a girl. Don't eat like that in public. So you want to say, on this Valentine's Day, if you don't have anyone to bring you chocolates or flowers, or fellas, you don't have anyone you want to give chocolates or flowers to, well, go put on your nice sport coat, guys, or your nice collar shirt, or fashionable outfit, not the tight ass jeans with with the splits in the knees, cartoon ass clothes. Dress like grown men. You know how you dress when you want to go and get that job that you want, sir? Have that in mind, like I'm about to go on an interview of my life and I want this gig. So you dress like that. Clean your beard up like that. Get your hair cut like that. Wear the cologne, like that. With the shoes that match your outfit. Go out tonight, hit the bar. And if you see a lady sitting over by herself and you think she's attractive, go over and say hi. And man, when he comes up to you, you smile and say hello. And he'll ask you, is anybody sitting here? You say, well, no. And then he probably say, well, can I buy you a drink? And you say yes. And y'all have a Valentine's Day. Two people, as the song would say, strangers in the night, I hear you calling, la da 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 da. Yeah. It should be that. All right, I hear some people in my ear. So Rico, are you saying people should go out for one night stands or hookups? Yes, we're grown. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with a hookup and a one night stand. Sometimes one night stand turns into 20-year marriages, 30-year marriages. Sometimes one night stand turns into proposals and marriages, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's just a very wonderful one night stand. Let's not concentrate on the negative. Let's let it be positive. Y'all get it? And that's for the men and the women. Go out. I ain't coming outside until June. I'm not coming outside. I know if you saw my other video, I was all out, at a couple of spots. Shout out to Heroes Lounge and shout out to Sandaga 813. But there was just a preview. I just snuck in those places and got out real quick. But I'm not officially coming outside until June 1st. Yeah, and so Sunday brunches across the Metroplex. You might see me pop up in there. Day parties, Saturday day parties. You might see me pop up in there. I'm not ready to go to a nightclub per se or a concert, but I'm open to an outdoor festival where I can kind of move around a little bit and if I need to, stuff like that. But I'm definitely coming back outside this summer because let me see, summer 20, summer 21, here's summer 22. So I've missed 2 summers. Every spring, summers of stuff, just in here shaking in my boots like everybody else. Like most Americans and people around the world, like damn all that. This is just over it, and I'm over it. So anyway, I'm not going to belabor. Go out tonight and make tonight, if you get lucky, based on what I share with you. You use this advice. Be nice. Fellas, be appropriate. Ladies, be feminine, be beautiful, be sweet. Take some of the weave off, though, and loosen up a lot of the makeup. And ladies, if it's possible, could you not wear the body armor? The body shape is just so unattractive. It's unattractive. I know some of you can't cover up all the tattoos, but it is what it is. But still go out. And don't go out with a group of chicks. Go out maybe one, but you don't need 3 and 4 of y'all together. Because nobody's going to approach a group unless he's got a group of dudes with him. Get it? Yeah. Now, he'll approach 1 or 2. He probably have a partner with him and say, hey, let's go get those 2 chicks. But ladies, really, if you want to up your chances, kind of be by yourself. It increases your opportunity. When you're by yourself, you're really cute sitting at the table. And don't be ashamed or afraid, ladies. I know a lot of you say, I don't go out by myself. I can't sit in them. Well, you better learn. If you're going to be empowered and independent and a boss chick, well, you should be used to sitting places by yourself. Dudes are not intimidated by your degree. I personally have never met a woman with a degree that made my penis hard. I was trying to see how that dress was fitting her. Or those jeans or those small shorts. Won't they do it? And how sweet she was. You know, stuff, the real stuff that men are attracted to. And then you'll have some guys probably grew up in a strip club. You know, they ain't necessary. You hear me? All right, so I'm done. Y'all be cool. We'll talk. No Valentine's Day. We're doing Valentine's. If you're going to participate, go out. And then weather should be really nice here in Dallas-Fort Worth. As well where you are. It should be like the high of 60-something today. And at night, you know, put on your nice coat. You know, because it might get chilly down into the 40s. But still, go out and meet somebody, fellas and ladies. Be prepared to be met. Enjoy your day. Peace.